Hi, everybody. This is Miss Fool here. I miss you guys. I hope everyone's staying safe and taking care of themselves during this time. However, we have to continue with our online learning. Today, we're going to be going over the periodic table. Okay, so we're going to be reviewing the different physical properties and how to classify elements. So the three different type of physical properties useful for classifying elements are going to be luster, which is going to be how an object reflects light, conductivity, which is going to be how well objects conduct heat and electricity, malleability, which is going to be how easily objects can be flattened into sheets. Okay, so groups of elements with the greatest luster and the best conductivity and the greatest malleability are classified as metals. And if you guys can remember back to when we had the lab activity in class, we had examples of different nails, and those were metals. We noticed that some of the properties for those is that they were very shiny. They also were able to conduct electricity, and also you could bend the nails with applied pressure. Therefore, it was classified as metal. The next group of elements that are shiny but not lustrous have semiconductive property and they're brittle. Those are going to be classified as metalloids. They're not quite metals and they're not exactly non-metals, but they do have some properties of both. Groups of elements that are mostly gaseous but not dull, brittle solids, those are going to be non-metal. So they're going to display insulating properties and they're going to be classified as non-metals. And I'm sure you guys can think of plenty of non-metal examples. Okay, so some examples of non-metals are going to be carbon, nitrogen, and oxygen. Remember, most of these elements in this group are going to be gases. However, we do see few elements that are not gases, but they're brittle solids, such as carbon. They're going to have, again, those insulating properties that are going to make them non-metal. Okay, so taking a look at the periodic table here, we have elements with metalloid properties. This is going to be colored yellow here. We call this the staircase line or a zigzag line. This is going to separate nonmetals from the metals. Remember that metalloids are going to have properties of both nonmetal and metal. That's why we have the separation of the line here. Okay, so elements with properties of metals are going to all be here on the left side of the staircase. Okay, so important thing to note here is while hydrogen is located to the left of the metalloid staircase, it is still a nonmetal. Notice the color here and the color here, they're both white. This is a nonmetal. The only reason why it's over here is due to the atomic number that the element has. Okay, so elements with properties of nonmetals are going to be all to the right of the metalloid staircase, which is here. And then we're also going to still have hydrogen, which is going to be the top far left here. Again, it's going to be with the metals group, but it is not a metal. It is still a non-metal. Okay, so learning how to read and organize the periodic table. It's organized into columns and rows. Okay, so columns are going to be called the groups, which is going to be indicated by these arrows going up and down. So we have 18 total groups on the periodic table. Okay, so all elements in a column or group or family are going to have the same chemical and physical properties. And if you can take a look here, we have this green arrow going from left to right. This is going to be called periods. So the rows on the periodic table of elements are called periods. These are going to be elements in a row or a period. They're going to have gradual changes in chemical properties going from left to right. Okay, so taking a look at special groups in the periodic table, we have the alkali metals in group 1. Group 2, we have alkaline earth metals. Groups 3 through 12, we're going to have transition metals. And then group 17, we have the halogens. And then group 18, we have the noble gases. Okay, so we're going to get into discussing your activity that's going to go along with this video. So what you're going to do is you're going to be looking for different elements in your home. Here we have two examples. We have some copper pots and pans and a little tea kettle at the top. And we have some toothpaste, which is going to contain fluoride. Okay, so in your assignment, you're going to find some different household items around your house, and you're going to use them to list and classify the different properties. You're going to list the element, the real life use, the type of element, whether it's a metal, non-metal, or a metalloid. You're going to look up the group name and the number for which your element falls under. You're going to also figure out the period number. And then you're going to list any known properties about your element. Okay, so now we're going to go over a couple of examples. The first example I have here is going to be this copper water bottle. Okay, so clearly the element is going to be copper. Some real life uses include electrical wiring and pipes. The type of element copper is going to be a metal. Notice how shiny and lustrous the metal bottle is. Okay, remember luster is a property of metal. So the group name is going to be a transition metal. Group number is going to be 11. Copper is found in period 4. Some known properties of copper is that it is a good conductor of electricity and heat. Okay, so the next example I have for you is toothpaste. All right, so the element is going to be fluorine, and the real life use is going to be and found in toothpaste in the form of fluoride. Okay, so the type of element fluorine is a nonmetal. It belongs in group 17, which is going to be the halogen group. Also, you can find fluorine in period 2. And known properties of fluorine, it is going to be a pale yellow glass, but when it combines with minerals in soil and rocks, it creates fluoride. Okay, so that is all we have for today's lesson. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you for watching, and I hope you guys do great on your assignment. If you need help with anything, please feel free to reach out. I hope, again, you guys are all staying safe and well during this time. I miss you guys. Take care.